See, what I've done here is get so engrossed in making this video, I'm not actually completely sure where I am, and I don't really want to get on the auto here. Good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, YouTube. So this week we've done a little bit of this. And done a little bit of this. And so we are not in the UK anymore. We've dropped our cooler temperatures, popped over down here to southern Spain. We're in a town called Torrevieja, which is halfway between Alicante and Cartagena. Lovely little spot. I'm very fortunate my parents actually retired out here. So family visit duties like you do, but four-wheeled vlog today because, well, you do the obvious thing when you're with your folks, you steal your dad's car, don't you? So recently I've been looking into ways to expand and improve the quality of the motovlogging that I've been doing. I joined a community actually called Motovloggers Alliance, which proved enormously useful, and they do video challenges as well, so I'll be uploading one of those soon. But really it just gave me a few tips and tricks. But one of the things that I found is, as I sort of look for other vloggers and see what they post online, a lot of them seem to have focused on one particular vlogger. Now, whether he was someone that designed himself from the outset to create controversy, or whether it just happened to follow him around, but of course that's the subject of a vlogger called Yaminoob, who appears to be on a mission to destroy himself and everything else around him. Now, I've noticed an awful lot of new vloggers seem to have videos about Yaminoob, and I watch some of his videos and I have my own opinions on what he does and what he doesn't do, and generally everything about him, and I'll probably be posting a video more on that subject coming up. But for now I thought, well, I was going to upload something like that, but for now what I'll do is actually go through this car we're in now, because it's a really good opportunity to do just a little quick review of what is actually a really good value for money hatchback. This is a 2015 Kia Rio. It's got the 1.25 litre 4-cylinder engine in it. It's just a cracking little car. I mean, this was purchased when my parents moved out here. They bought a Peugeot 307 with them, which of course was right-hand drive, which did them okay, but it was a bit awkward at junctions sometimes, and the euro to the pound exchange rate was really good, and Spain was operating a scrappage scheme, so they part exchanged their Peugeot in and bought this car. It ended up costing probably less than 2/3 of what it would have cost in the UK. And frankly, it has got absolutely everything on it you need. I mean, they looked at the usual contenders, the Ford Fiesta, the Vauxhall Corsa, a few other various cars, Skoda Fabia, which they liked but it felt a little bit cheap on the inside. And one of the ones I said to have a look at, I said, go and have a look at Kias, because they've come enormous lengths, leaps and bounds in their quality and specification in the last few years. And Dad had a look at this Kia Rio, and so it just felt spot on right away. And I've got to say, it's a very, very good car. I mean, a good reference is that my brother drives a Mercedes S-Class, and this Kia frankly has almost everything, barring electric seats, that Mercedes has, and even a few things it doesn't. Pros and cons: it has an absolutely excellent sat-nav reversing camera system, which is great if you're a little older. You maybe can't look around as well as you used to. Good clear mirrors, generally nice fit and finish inside the car, and everything's easy to use. As for how it drives, well, there's really no other way for it. It drives really well. It's tight and nice on the road. I mean, this example's only done 16,000 kilometres, but obviously I was in this car from the day it was new, and it hasn't aged in that period, and I'm sure it'll do 10 times that with ease. All the controls are exactly how you'd expect, and it just feels like any other standard car, which is what it is. But the thing that really sold it and really made a difference, and this is where magazine articles and press articles don't cover so much, if you're buying a car with your own money, the thing that really matters on this particular car is a 7-year warranty. And Kia are absolutely fantastic in honouring that. So if anything goes wrong, you have got 7 years where you're utterly isolated from any repair bills. Now, if you're 60 or 70 years old, or even if you're a young parent or something like that, and you're buying a car with your own money, you simply can't ignore that. So all in all, it could use a little bit more power, though there is a 1.4 version available. But it sits at the on the auto veers at 120 kilometres an hour with the cruise control on, with no problems at all. it is just a really good little car. I do thoroughly recommend looking at one of these, even if you look at it and think, well, I can't decide between this and a, say, Fiesta. That warranty is just the killer. If you're buying the car with your own money, you intend to keep it a few years, especially if you're in a position like a young family where big bills can be a headache, the warranty just makes all the difference. Go and have a look at these. Don't take your preconceptions with you. It's a really nicely built car. It's very comfortable. It's nice to drive. Kia seem to be holding the value quite well these days. The values of the Ceeds seem to be showing that, the Ceeds and the Optima, that don't seem to depreciate any worse than anything else. So yeah, get on it and enjoy a car with a really good reputation. So what's the Kia actually like to drive? Easy is the simple word. Everything does exactly what you'd expect it to do. Brakes are very firm, take a little bit of getting used to because they do stop you really quite well for this type of car. So you really require very minimal pedal pressure, and there's quite a lot of initial bites, but steering is very nice and precise, which isn't always the case with modern power assisted steering systems. The electronic steering systems that are ubiquitous in cars now often give you quite a dead feel dead ahead, but this is very nice and firm. It doesn't really have any problems. So the Fiesta apparently handles better. I've not driven the Fiesta to give it a complete back-to-back comparison. There's certainly no bugaboos in the handling, and even when we come up to these sort of reasonably sharp Mediterranean little back roads, it just complies ever so nice and gently. I mean, it's not much of a corner there, but it does everything that someone buying this sector of car is going to do. Performance-wise, the 1.25 possibly could be a bit more powerful. It needs a little bit of a rev, but it's not the end of the world. But even here at 2,500 RPM, it's pulling perfectly fine. It doesn't feel like it needs a lower gear. It's a 5-speed manual. Would be nice to have a 6-speed. I believe that's available on the 1.4 versions, and there is an automatic as well on those. It's a 5-speed manual. It's a nice, easy, light change. Nothing special, just very, very typical. But if you've got a bit of a junction like this roundabout here where you might need to go out quickly, even the 1.2, if you give it a bit of a rev, performs well enough. It's not going to set the world on fire, but especially in these sort of countries where speed limits typically are lower, more than acceptable. If you were doing mainly town driving, the 1.25 is perfect. If you're doing mainly town or motorway driving, the 1.25 is great because it does cruise really nicely at motorway speeds. But if you do a lot of country road driving, you might want to look for one of the quicker models. There is a new Kia Rio out, and that includes a sporty one. I'd love to get my hands on one of those. So if there's a Kia dealer out there in the UK, maybe the one in Wolverton or in Bletchley, that wants to give me one to test drive for a day, I'd love to have a go with one. Make an interesting comparison against its 2015 model. There you go, Dad. I continued my long-standing tradition of not bending your car.